What's up, guys, and welcome to the Naked Batman Show. This is Blake, and let's get on with comic reviews. You notice I didn't post last week, so I only got one comic last week, so I just kind of combined the two. So we're gonna start with X-Men, all new X-Men number 7. This was pretty good, and I got Avengers number, I believe it was 4, and then I dropped it, and it was it was really getting terrible. But what I noticed was about the time that Avengers was getting, pretty lame. Like, I thought this series was about to start going downhill too, and I was really worried because this was been really cool. But this issue was really good. I mean, it was better than the last issue. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's heading in a lot better direction than Avengers is, and so I'm really eager to see how these are going to go down. I give this a 4 out of 5, just for the fact that I'm wanting things to kind of move a little bit faster. But like I say, what can you do? So 4 out of 5. I like it. Daredevil End of Days number 5. This has been a pretty good series. Like I say, you've heard me complain in previous episodes that I just don't like the fact that it's 8 parts, but honestly, right now, I mean, it's starting to pick up, so I'm really not regretting it so bad. Basically, this issue is about the Punisher, and Punisher basically escapes from jail, like he had been in jail because of how he handles things. This is definitely in the future, but they're still not discussing the word in here. That one word that Daredevil said before he died, and in the last, well, spoiler alert. In the last panel, it shows Ben Urich is falling out of a window because of this attack on a hospital. He got knocked out of a window, and a daredevil. Like, I mean, there's hints that he had disciples that he was basically training to kind of take up his mantle when he was dead or retired or whatever. So there were hints about that all through the comic, but in the last page it shows someone in a Daredevil costume saving him. So I don't know. This is really weird, but I'm really eager to see what the next issue is going to be like. So, but I give this one a 5 out of 5, and the artwork is just stellar. It's really good. So 5 out of 5 on that one. Detective Comics number 17. Driven Mad by the Merrymaker. This was pretty good. I like the whole idea of, Joker-related crimes, but it seemed kind of weird because it really doesn't line up with the rest of, what was going on, because how did he even have time to do this while the other stuff was going on? But, whatever. um, it was pretty good, though. I mean, I enjoyed the whole, idea of everybody having this, they all have these really weird psychoses. So it's just really been interesting to see how he deals with that. And, because basically it was this guy, spoiler alert again, if you haven't read it, it was the Merrymaker, basically playing out his own personal vendettas against certain people and using these people as basically as a patsy. He would point them in the direction that they should go and kill people, innocent people, for no reason. And then secretly he would go right nearby as the Merrymaker and kill whoever it was he had a vendetta against. So, pretty good story. I like I really like the artwork. I thought it was pretty good. So sometimes Detective is really hit or miss, but I like this issue. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5, just because the story was a tad shaky, because it was right there during the death of the family stuff. So that's the only reason. But yeah, 4 out of 5. And Batman and Robin Nightmare City. This is, issue 17, Nightmare City. It was pretty good because it was basically kind of the night after the death of the family events. It was basically like their nightmares that they were suffering because of it, and It's just pretty good, after story. I really liked it. I thought it was good. So 5 out of 5. There's really not a lot to say about it. I mean, if you read Death of the Family, go pick this up because it pretty well ties in. It's just kind of a cool little afterthought, I guess. It's not really good standalone, I mean, it just doesn't hit you, in the gut, or it just doesn't blow you away. But, I mean, definitely after Death of the Family, pretty good story. So, I give it 5 out of 5. I liked it. And what everybody has been waiting for, Batman 17, Death of the Family. Conclusion. This has just really been epic. Scott Snyder, kudos to you, because it's just, I don't know, this has just been, I mean, I loved Court of Owls. Court of Owls was so epic. But I mean, I guess the fact that Joker was brought back soon thereafter just makes it that more epic. I mean, just look at Scott Snyder's run so far. 11 issues of Court of Owls. And then, like, what, 4, 5 issues of this in Batman? I mean, that's pretty good, considering, I mean, just how massively good, and just the bulk of it, of Court of Owls. And then this story, which was just utterly sick and twisted. The whole time I was thinking of dream sequence. I was like, this is going to be a dream sequence. But it wasn't. I mean, it was just so messed up. I mean, like, everything really was real, to the extent that, I mean, Joker wanted it to seem real. I mean, there was, like, spoiler alert, big time. If you haven't read this, turn this video off, go read it, come back. Do not watch any further if you haven't read this, because this is epic. Basically, Joker makes out like he has, because I got a buddy who has been reading a lot of the other Death of the Family titles. I think he was reading every single one of them, and he said that in the end of all of, like, of Batgirl, of what was it, Nightwing, Red Hood, all those guys, there was basically and I think Teen Titans too. There was this platter, like the serving dish with the cover over it, the silver cover, and there was just something in it, and it was just very, kind of weird because all of them ended that way. But the way this one started was them all sitting at a table with themselves bound and gagged with bags over their head, and Bruce Wayne was sitting in he was sitting on a throne, tied up. So weird. But supposedly he wanted them to believe that he had cut their faces off like Joker. I mean, it ended so weird. It was just very strange. I don't know. It just... I mean, I guess the problem is that... well, I guess it just seems like, there was really no real resolution to the stuff. I mean, a lot of things didn't really connect. But, I mean... I guess the thing was that it didn't really have to. It was so messed up that it just didn't have to. So, I mean, really, just go pick these up if you haven't read them. I mean, hopefully you turn the video off if you haven't read this, because this is really good. But, like I give this a 6 out of 5. It was just that epic. But, I mean, I think the thing with the Joker and Batman is that there really doesn't need to be a resolution to this, to the story. Because Joker's completely insane. Joker is the, definition of insanity. I mean, if you wanted to put order and chaos into two polar opposites and give an image for each of those, it's Joker and Batman. I mean, of course, it's not going to make sense what Joker's doing. It doesn't make sense to anybody except to him. And of course, Batman's going to try and figure some of this out, but a lot of it is just not going to make sense. I mean, in the fact that there was that toxin that that was it was basically the Joker toxin, but a small amount of radiation was left over, and it was still in all of their systems. It was in Alfred's and Tim's and Jason's and Barbara's and Damien's and Dick's. I mean, so it was in all of them except for Batman, of course, but. He was just this little remnant, and he had scanned it, and it was this element called, um, I'm not sure I can pronounce it right, but it was just so weird how, I mean, it just showed you what it was all about. He just left his little calling card in him, and what it was all about was, I mean, the element was called, I think it's called hafnium. It was Hahnium, and then it showed Bruce Wayne sitting there, and he said, "Pull up the elemental name. You know like like K is potassium. I think it's like that on on the table of elements, and its letters were HA. It's just and it just showed that over and over and over. Ha! I was like, that just shows you what the whole thing was about. It was just for laughs. It was, I don't know. It's just so just chillingly. Yeah, I don't know. It was just very chilling. So definitely, this has been one of the best issues. Really good. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm a minute over, so I will see y'all next week. So keep reading and definitely pick up Death of the Family if you have not picked it up. Later, guys.